a 1-0 deficit. Ricky goes, a pitch taken, he's going to have it. He does. Ricky Henderson, no contest, steals third base, jerks the bag from its moorings, and holds it aloft, representing number 939.
But now looking into Buster Posey. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the ground, Arias from deep third, got him! And that's a perfect game. And the Giants mobbing Matt Cain on the pitcher's mound. Swung on and hammered, high, deep to left, away, out of here.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taps and Jacks. I am your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks, lads. Joined as always with my guy, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Sunday night. Previews are all done. Gonna be doing futures tonight, so welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. If you're joining us on twitch.tv/Taproom Sports, say what's up. If you're joining us on YouTube, say what's up. If you're catching this on the podcast, thank you. Yes. How you doing, Ben?
Doing well, man. It was another nice Sunday out here, so cannot complain. Everything's golden, man. We're like a few days away from the Japan series. We're less than a month away from starting. I guess we're like 3 weeks away from opening day.
Yep.
Starting the full season. So, man, I can't complain. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm good. We are getting very close to baseball, and yeah, man, I'm fucking stoked hearing those clips in the intro, man. It just gets my blood all going, dude. I'm ready for baseball season, man. March is here, so college basketball is down to the final stretch, and then we just roll right into MLB, man. It's the best time of year, so yeah, I'm excited. So before we get into recent news, we do got to talk about what you are sipping on.
Yes, so I got a different beer today. So this is from Hop Valley Brewing Company, and they are out of Eugene, Oregon. And this is an Imperial IPA, so it is going to be one of those really high alcohol. By volumes, it's a 9.2%. So it is definitely a high one. I took my first sniff of it, and you can tell that it's a strong beer. So I'm a little worried about how it's going to be kind of at the end of the show when it warms up a little bit. But, it's probably going to be really good when it's ice cold. So this is Big Smile Imperial IPA. It's got cryo citra hops, so it's going to be, that citrusy grapefruit, orange lime kind of flavor to it, in that hop profile, and it is one that does support spinal muscular atrophy. So proceeds from this beer go to the Cole Parker Randall Foundation to find the cure.
Nice.
So
who makes that beer?
So this is Hop Valley.
Hop
So
Valley.
they're out of Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah. Hop Valley, nice.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man. Love that. All right, so before we hop into talking about the award futures and stuff, we have had some significant injury news. Earlier in the week, first we had Grayson Rodriguez, who his velo was down to 89, so we kind of all knew something was up. He had an MRI done. After first he said he was just feeling sluggish. He said he didn't feel any discomfort or anything, but then he got an MRI. MRI came back clean. So, he's out indefinitely. There's no timetable for his return at this point. Seems to be just like a little bit of discomfort in the elbow, but nothing structurally damaged. However, that is a significant blow to the Orioles because, as we know, their starting rotation is probably their weakest part of their team. So now they're without arguably their best starter, which is a huge blow. And then we get news that Garrett Cole, he went in for an MRI. Results came back that he needed Tommy John. They're getting a second opinion. I shared this with you yesterday before the news actually broke.
Yep.
I was on top of it. So that's happening. So that's a huge blow for the Yankees. And then Javier Assad is hurt for the Cubs. And then there's a bunch of like injuries throughout. But I mean, the two big ones, obviously right now, Grayson Rodriguez and Garrett Cole. And really the Orioles are dealing with quite a bit of injuries. Gunnar Henderson's hurt. Jordan Westburg's been dealing with back ailment. So this is a club that, you know, they could head into their opening series without three key contributors to that team. What's your thoughts right now, Ben, on some of these injuries and what's taking place?
I mean, I think the good thing for at least one of those guys, for Westberg, is that they are blaming it on the mattress that he's using in Florida. So hopefully once he gets a couple nights on his home mattress, his own kind of tension reliever there, that things will kind of subside a little bit. So if that's what they're coming out and saying, that that's the reason for it, I think that's definitely lucky. Now what they have to do is they have to play things slow, because if that is the start of an injury and his back is already kind of tight, sore, whatever it might be, that may lead to a bigger injury. So I think they need to be very cautious on that. But going back to pitching, it's looking rough for the Orioles, because they have 5 starting pitchers that are on the projected injured list right now. Some that will be coming back earlier than others, but you've got Bradish, who had Tommy John on June 19th, 24, so he's going to be coming back mid-season. Chase McDermott, strained lat, happened in February. Grayson Rodriguez, elbow inflammation, happened in March. Trevor Rogers, kneecap subluxation, happened in January. And then Tyler Wells, UCL surgery, June of last year as well. So he'll be back mid-season. So I think you have some positives that they're going to be coming back mid-season, but you really have to rely on your offense here with this. This average pitching staff, I'd probably say. I don't want to say they're below average, but like Zach Eflin, Charlie Morton, Dean Kramer, Sagano, and Povich, like that's not going to get you to the playoffs. And well, it can get you to the playoffs, but your offense has to be on point every day.
Yeah,
you can't go into slow
their bullpen's
ruts
really good
like
too.
they did last year.
Well, I mean, that's baseball. No one's going to be raking every day all year. Like,
yeah, but the Orioles went for an extended period of time last year where their offense was not good.
Well, the problem is that they had like half their lineup just all hit a slump at the same time, and that's what you want to avoid. You want, obviously guys are going to have slumps. They're going to have ups and downs, ebbs and flows, but when your whole team is slumping, that's an issue. And also they lost Andrew Kittredge. He's having knee surgery, so he's out for 2 to 3 months. So that's a blow to their bullpen as well. But yeah, I mean, if I'm Mike Elias, like I'm on the phone with the Marlins right now, and I'm saying, what do you want for Sandy, dude? Like,
yeah,
because I mean, dude, they can't they have so much young talent, and it's like this is the second time where like they aren't adding. 2 years ago they could have added arm at the deadline, and they added Jack Flaherty, who was coming back from Tommy John, right? But that wasn't like a significant upgrade, and it ended up costing them, and they lost the World Series. And their whole mindset was, okay, well, we're gonna be better next year regardless. They go out and get Corbin Burns, great signing or a great trade, but you lose him this year, and you basically get like marginal additions to your rotation because you're really relying on Grayson Rodriguez to take a step forward, and now he's hurt, and you're not going to get Bradish back until July. Like you really don't. We don't. Sagano, we don't really know what he's going to be. Like he could be a total bum. He could be fucking legit. Like we don't know at this point, right?
Yeah.
Cade Povich too. Like Cade Povich is he's one of the Orioles' top prospects, and he's actually pitching really well in spring training right now. So he definitely is probably going to make their rotation, but how good is he going to be? Who knows? Last year, it was obviously his first year, and he wasn't even supposed to be on the Major League roster last year. It was basically out of desperation why he was making fucking Major League starts. Like he was not supposed to be doing that. And so now the Orioles, I mean, Mike Elias, he's about to fumble this shit, dude. Like this is like we're talking 2 years ago. This was the start of something big, and now if you don't put a high quality leverage arm in this rotation, dude, like you're literally just tossing RBers from these young guys, dude, and like you're basically fucking yourself over because at some point all these guys are gonna be due for a contract, and the Orioles aren't gonna be able to pay all of them, right?
Yep.
And they're gonna look back on it and be like, hey, remember that time we had Gunnar, Adley, Westberg, Basalo, and all these dudes, and like we couldn't even fucking win a playoff series? And it's gonna get to that point. I mean, he has to go out and make a trade, man. Like he has to do it now. And it seems like Sandy's the only guy that is like available.
Yeah, and I think a person that we're going to be talking next is opening the door for the Orioles to make a run on that division. And this is a very good chance if you can bring in another starter, a quality starter, that you can take this series because Yankees starting pitching is just as bad right now.
Yeah, I mean, they lose Garrett Cole, and Rodon's always fucking hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And Fried isn't, the most durable guy either. So, yeah, I mean, you're looking at this right now, and if you're the Red Sox, you gotta be like, dude, we gotta jump out the gates in April and take full advantage of this, dude.
Yeah, you got to get a huge lead on the division coming out because it's going to be, when you get Wells back and you get Bradish back.
Yep.
Like that's going to be.
But you also don't know what you're gonna get out of those guys because coming back from Tommy John is difficult, dude.
Yeah,
guys usually struggle when they first come back. That's why most of the time the teams like sit them out for that whole following year and just let them rehab and then come back fully strong because they're just gonna be working through kinks.
Yeah,
in game, like might as well just let them do it on the off season. But I mean, like the Orioles, like they desperately need Kyle Bradish, like. So they can't really afford to fucking do that shit. Like if he's available, like they gotta fucking use him.
Yeah, but if if they are able to get a starter back, then you can push back that return another month and get them those starts in the minors that really can make sure that elbow is fully healthy and strong again.
Yeah, but the problem that the Orioles have is like they can't wait until the trade deadline to make an acquisition. Like they have to do it now.
Agreed. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially like if you're gonna start the season likely without Gunnar. I mean, dude, like you're putting a lot of pressure on your offense and your bullpen right now, and I know that's like the strength of their team, but dude, like there's a very real possibility, Ben, at the trade deadline they could be fucking fourth place. Looking up at fucking Boston, New York, and Tampa and saying, like, dude, like you're out of it at that point.
Tampa, I think, would be a little bit harder to believe, but Toronto, possibly.
Nah, Tampa's better than Toronto. Tampa's got a fucking legit starting rotation.
If they can stay healthy.
I mean, what's the odds those guys all get hurt again, dude?
It's happened multiple years in a row for Tampa Bay. So
I don't know. I doubt it, dude. The fact, like, McClanahan and Rasmussen both coming back from TJ, dude. There's no way they both get hurt again at the same time. Shane Baz
Yeah.
making his way back from shoulder injury. Like
Maybe
this,
not at the same time, but potentially, one or two starters go down, and that really changes the quality of their starting rotation.
I mean, but dude, they're like their rotation. Two of those starters go down, then their rotation's as good as the Orioles.
Right now, yes.
Like their rotation is head and shoulders the best rotation in this division.
Agreed. They got to put up offense though. That's been another struggle for them.
They'll put up enough runs. Because at the end of the day, like most of these teams, like fucking the Orioles might be throwing fucking BP to them, dude.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude. This might be a disaster for the O's, bro.
Yeah. You better hope that Eflin comes in strong. You better hope that
Eflin's like the dude I don't. Eflin's like the one guy I have no worries about.
Yeah.
It's really after Grayson and Eflin, it's just like you didn't know what you were gonna get. Like you got 44-year-old Morton, you know what I mean? You got
42, or 41.
You got Sagano, who he's looked good. He's but he's a average fucking MPB pitcher. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You don't know what you're gonna get out of him, and then Cade Pope, like you just don't know what you're gonna get after those first two guys, and so now it's like, fuck, dude. Now you take out Grayson, and you really just got Eflin, and you're like, if you're the Orioles, man, you're just like, fuck, dude, this ain't good. Yeah. But to the Yankees, Garrett Cole getting TJ, it is a blow to the Yankees, but I mean they still have guys behind him, right? And Luis Hill's hurt too, which is also fucking huge blow. So, I mean, losing both those guys is massive. So I mean, the door's open for the Red Sox, man. The door is wide open. But apparently, the Yankees have already called and inquired on Sandy Alcantara. But the one thing is like if the Orioles get involved, like they can easily outbid the Yankees. Absolutely. Which is why the Orioles need to get involved. Yeah. Because not only do you get Sandy, but you also stop the Yankees, your division opponent, from getting Sandy.
Yeah, and the Yankees are beat up.
Yeah,
they're absolutely beat up right now. So you've got
they're an old ass
Garrett
team
Cole.
Too.
Yeah, they got Cole and Heel, and then one of their lower rotation guys, JT Brubaker. Then you've got in relief, Jake Cousins, Scott Efros, and Jonathan Losiga, all injured right now. And then Stanton, injured again. What a surprise, with elbow tendonitis. And then LeMahieu. I mean, LeMahieu's not a big impact, but everyone else there, that causes problems.
Yeah.
So Yankees are going to have a tough start to the year.
Oh yeah, I mean it's going to be fucking. It's going to be rough for them.
Right now they have Will Warren as their number 5 starter.
I mean, I already thought the Yankees were going to take a step back regardless, but starting with injuries like this, the Mets are another team that have fucking shit ton of injuries as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, and the one thing I said to you when you messaged me telling me that Cole was out was, that's super beneficial to Marcus Stroman, because he was saying that he wasn't going to pitch if he's coming in from the bullpen, and here we go, he gets his opportunity to be a starter. But who's going to be the first person out when one of their starters comes back if he's not pitching well, and that's going to be Stroman.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they trade him by then. But I mean, dude, if you lose Cole, I mean, he's out for the year, and then they probably are gonna lose. They're also Luis Heal's out for at least 3 months, they said. So, and who knows, his injury could take longer too. So, I don't know. This is a fascinating development for the division, dude. I haven't looked at updated odds, but what is the Red Sox odds to win the division now, Ben?
Let me pull that up. I'll pull it up off the
Because it's had to have gotten short just based off the injuries of the Red Sox and I'm sorry, the Yankees and the Orioles.
yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Baseball futures division winners. Red Sox plus 350.
What was
Orioles.
it? What was it
I
when
mean,
we did the
this
preview?
this
Do you remember?
I don't, but this must not have changed because Yankees are still plus 100. Orioles are plus 250 and Red Sox are plus 350.
Yeah, the Orioles. I'm sorry, the Red Sox at plus 350. I would take that right now. Obviously the baseball season's a very long season, but the Red Sox do have the capability of jumping out to a very early division lead. Like they have to take advantage of this. Like they cannot go into the season and fucking struggle, dude.
Yep. Oh, these motherfuckers. Putting a future in right now and it says I can't bet that much.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. But the Yankees, man, they might be fucking cooked, dude.
Yep.
Which is okay with me.
Well, yeah, I'm with you on it. Yeah.
All right. Dude, there's a lot of fucking injuries right now. I'm like fucking going through this.
Man, those Yankees rotation, if Cole was in there, Cole 34 and a half, Fried 31 and a half, Rodon 32 and a half, Stroman 34. It's like Clark Schmidt was their only young guy at 29, and then Will Warren is 25.7, but Will Warren's
like, dude, the Mets have hella injuries. Francisco Alvarez, he's out 6 to 8 weeks. He fucking fractured the hamate bone in his wrist,
Jesus.
so he's cooked. And then obviously Sean Manaea is out to start the year. He has a right oblique strain.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie Montas is out till May. Dude, they got some serious fucking injuries. This is not good for the New York Metropolitans.
Yeah, AJ Minter had hip surgery, Drew Smith, Tommy John. Both of them aren't going to be back until late.
Yeah, some of those guys should be back soon, though. Some of their guys. And some of them are like day to day, but they do have some significant injuries, which is not good. Who else? What other teams?
We're talking about the Cubs and Assad.
Yeah, Assad's out. George Kirby is out with shoulder inflammation for the Mariners. Who saw that coming? We talked about it, man. There's no way that rotation was gonna stay healthy for fucking 3 straight years, dude.
Yep. But who's their pitcher that's pitching really well in
Bryant
spring
Wu?
training right now?
Wu?
No, they have another young guy who's pitching really well right now. So it's not going to hurt. Emerson Hancock.
Oh, he's mid, dude.
Oh, absolutely. But he's had a great spring training. I was watching that. Who was it today? It was the Mariners and was it the Cubs? Spring training today, and they were going over his numbers.
It was the Cubs, yeah.
Cubs, yeah. So, I think that's at least a good sign that they've got a young guy coming in who's, again, he's no George Kirby. That's for damn sure. But he'll be able to kind of round out that bullpen or that rotation.
Yep. It'll be
It's a good thing they didn't trade Castillo over the
yeah, and I mean
offseason.
the thing with Hancock is like by all metrics and analytics, like his stuff's pretty average, but or below average. But I mean, for a fifth starter, I mean, he'll be okay. Like, if he gives you anything better, then that's a plus, right?
Yep.
But man, I mean, losing Kirby already is that's a blow, especially for a team that doesn't score a ton of runs, dude.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting how they start the season.
Oh, and they again, this is something that we see over and over again. They are scoring runs in spring, but are they going to be able to score runs in the regular season? I saw they had eight players in spring that have 2 or more home runs.
Yeah, and Harry Ford looks really good this spring too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if he's gonna break camp with the team though.
I don't think he will.
But he'll definitely probably get called up at some point.
Yep. JP Crawford hit a bomb today. But
That's his one home run for the next 3 weeks.
he's already had 2, so he's already above average. So he's not going to score until June.
Bro's gonna start the season. He's gonna hit like 160 in the first month, dude. I can already fucking see it. Oh shit.
Wouldn't surprise me there. Any other big injuries?
Those are like the biggest ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of like minute injuries, like a lot of guys that are like day to day, just but those things will all work itself out. But the significant ones, Javier Assad, Sean Manaea for the Metropolitans. Those are all pretty big.
Well, and how much does Assad hurt that rotation? Not having him there.
Oh, I think it's a huge blow to that rotation. He was good last year.
Yeah, especially when you're looking at Boyd and Ray to be your, 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, they'll be all right though.
Yeah, I think their biggest gamble is going to be Tyon though.
I mean, the thing with starting pitching is like you can have like very average starting pitching in the regular season, right? Mm-hmm. It's really just eating innings and keeping your team in it
close, yeah,
to get to the bullpen and not have to like blow your bullpen every day consistently, right? So
yeah.
I think Tyon and a lot of like the Cubs, like I like the depth of their rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Justin Steele and hopefully Shota has like a similar year, and then you got 2 aces basically if Shota does what he was able to do last year, right?
Yeah.
So this is like I like the makeup of their team, dude.
Yeah, and if Assad can come back soon, he's probably out like 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yeah, he's out till like the middle of April, it says.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad at all.
Yeah, he has but it's an oblique strain, so like those things are tricky, bro. Like he could come back and like
re-aggravate it.
Yeah, exactly. So those obliques are fucking tricky, man.
Yeah, I was thinking he was going to be, even if he was out till mid-May, like that doesn't hurt too bad to get him back that early enough in the season. So
yeah. Yeah.
Their bullpen's strong, so not the strongest, but it's at least strong.
Yeah, their bullpen was really fucking good the second half of last year, so hopefully they can continue that. All right, let's talk some futures. So let's start with MVP, Ben. So we'll start with the AL. We have Aaron Judge 3-1, Bobby Witt anywhere from like plus 325 to plus 400, Gunnar 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, Jordan 9-1, 8-1, Jose Ramirez plus 1800 to plus 1000, so 10-1. And then you just got a bunch of guys like in here. Is there any value in your opinion on any of these guys? Would you take a shot?
Yeah.
I would not bet on Aaron Judge this year for what it's worth.
No, I don't think Aaron Judge is going to have the year. I also don't know if Bobby Witt is going to have the year that he had last year and the year before. I don't know if I doubt he takes a step back, but I don't know if he's going to be, maybe it's like a quarter step back. So I think I have two people for each of these, each of these leagues. So the first I have is Gunnar. It definitely depends on his injury and how long that keeps him out of the lineup. But I do see him having a very strong year. I think with a healthier Orioles team, especially with Westberg batting right around him, that he's going to get some good pitches to hit. Defensively, very strong. So if I can get plus 800, I don't hate that number at all for Gunnar. I do think that's worth a shot. And the other person that I have is kind of coming off of that, guys play out of their mind when they're in a contract year, and that's Vlad Guerrero. Definitely had a better season last year than he did the previous. He's going into a contract year. I think he's going to be the shining star on Toronto because that team isn't great, but I think he can put up numbers that unfortunately won't do much, but won't do much for the team itself because they are a ways back.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if you see Vlad go out there, hit 30 plus home runs, 50, 60 RBIs, or sorry, closer to like 50, 60 RBIs. That would not be a good season. Closer to 100 RBIs and have the possibility, and at plus 1600, it's a shot.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I just think the Blue Jays are gonna be so bad. But who knows? Like, he could get traded, and that also boosts his
Yeah.
But I really like there's two guys that caught my eye. The first one's Riley Green at like 6-1 or 60-1.
Yeah.
Because I think the Tigers are gonna be good, and I think he's gonna be like the main force on the offense behind that.
Mhm.
And I do think that it's a good number to like sprinkle. Wouldn't go like put the house on it or anything, but I think that's a good sprinkle. And then I also was looking at, where was he? Dude, I fucking miss it.
Julio at plus 2000.
I don't hate that either, but I think
don't
that's a
hate that
little.
either.
I think it's a little short.
Yeah.
I think it's a little short there. Man, Riley Green for sure.
Yeah, I don't hate Wyatt Langford or Royce Lewis at plus 5000. I think there's
Yeah, there's a path,
Yeah.
but Wyatt Langford is starting the season hurt too,
yeah,
which
not
hurts.
major injury though.
No, and I was gonna say the same thing for like Westberg too. Like, I would just wait like a week or two to like bet them, because I think Westberg's a legit threat. So I guess right now only Riley Green on the AL
Mhm.
that I really love. On the NL side, like, to be honest, dude, I wouldn't recommend anybody bet NL MVP because, Shohei, even if he's an average pitcher and hits fucking 35 to 40 home runs, he's gonna win.
Mhm.
So by that, I think everybody else is like super short. So I would not recommend anybody betting anyone NL MVP if it's not Shohei. And I think
Okay,
Shohei's
so
short too.
What's that?
And I think Shohei's number is short too.
Yeah. Take take Shohei out of the picture. Who do you like?
Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, I have Ellie as my number one. Bet there at plus 1800.
But I would need like 25 total. I would need like plus 2500 to put it on Ellie, dude. And like I
Yeah.
I legit think he's like probably the second best option after Shohei. But I'm telling you, dude, Shohei's gonna win even if he fucking has like a 4 ERA and has like 40. If he has 40 home runs, like he's going to win.
Yeah.
The only
The only
chance he doesn't is if he gets hurt, Ben.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that might sway some of the voters' opinions is that he's not going to come close to what he did last year with it being 50-50.
Nobody's gonna pitch
Uh,
this year though.
but I know. But he could come out and not pitch well. And because he's not in the lineup, you know, 1 out of the 7 days, then his numbers are going to go down. And it could go down to a 40-40. And if you see someone who was 50-50 last year and a 40-40 this year, then they may think like, oh wow, he really took a step back.
Man, I don't see a world that a healthy Shohei doesn't win. The only reason why he
Yeah.
lost 2 years ago is because he got hurt and missed the last 2 months of the season, and he still
Yeah.
was probably the MVP.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see a world like I said, he could have a 4.5 ERA, and if he hits 35 home runs, he's the MVP.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
that's insane.
So somebody else I could see having an MVP like season. We won't say like again with Shohei, there's very little shot at this. Is I could see a major comeback from Corbin Carroll
Yeah,
if
that's
he
a
stays
fair
healthy.
point.
Plus 4,000. If Shohei gets hurt, that's one that I might run. I might run to.
Well,
Obviously, it depends on where he's at
see,
at the part of the season where Shohei gets hurt, but he could be someone that comes back very strong. And if he plays like his rookie year, I think you could have put some numbers out on that. I think you could put some numbers on Jackson Merrill if he comes out and plays like his rookie year.
but that's the problem with this market is like Shohei's by far and large going to win this award sans injury.
Mhm.
But
And the
all
second he gets,
but all the numbers are like still short, like because of the fact that Shohei's gonna win as long as he's healthy. So it's
Yeah.
like, but the second he gets hurt, all the
Those
numbers are
numbers
gonna go
jump.
down.
yeah,
You know what
by
I
like
mean?
1,000.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just like there's not a ton of value in the NL MVP market, in my opinion. Like I just think it's a very flawed market because Shohei, dude, like he just throws everything off
Yep.
because he pitches and hits.
Yep.
Because like you said, dude, if he gets hurt, you can make a case for a lot of these guys, dude.
Yeah.
Like it would be wide open if he gets hurt. But it's like, are you willing to put money on Corbin Carroll at like plus 4,000 or plus 2,500? Because like at this point, if Shohei's healthy, it's just a donation.
Yeah.
Like I would need a lot better value on these guys.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about Cy Youngs. Let me get to there. All right, so we got AL Cy Young. Tariq Skubal is the leader in the clubhouse, plus 350. Right behind him, Crochet, basically plus 375, plus 550, and then significant drop off after those two. Cole Ragans actually not far behind, 9-1, 10-1 ish. But do you like any of these guys at any of these numbers?
I have again. I pulled two for each of these. I definitely think Screwball is, obviously the, the person to lose this award. And at plus 350, I don't hate it. But I just don't know if I'd play it. I think the Tigers are going to have an outstanding year, and I think part of that is going to be pitching. So I wouldn't be surprised if, we see another outstanding year by Screwball. There was nothing of a drop off last year in his, in his starts, and he went 192 innings. So, like, I can see Screwball winning this again. The other person that I put down at plus 2,000, Shane McClanahan. If he can come back strong, I think plus 2,000 is a good number. I haven't looked at his spring numbers yet. Is he pitching yet?
Yeah, he's been throwing it.
How's he been doing
He's looked good.
in
He's looked like himself.
Yeah, so I definitely think McClanahan at plus 2,000 is a good value bet there. I'm at 21 odds. But other than that, everybody else is just like an unlikely pick for me.
I like a guy that's not even on. Oh, you could find him at maybe one or two books, and that's Casey Mize, and you get him plus 15,000. I mean, he
Wow.
looks fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
And like you got to remember, Casey Mize at one point was like, top 2 prospect in baseball. Like the guy has stuff. He just hasn't been able to avoid injury.
Yeah.
So obviously that is of some concern, but his stuff looks really fucking good, dude. So I would sprinkle there plus 15,000 on Casey Mize.
Mhm.
It's definitely a long shot. Hey, but remember, I took a huge long shot on Kyle Bradish 2 years ago, and he finished top 5 in the Cy Young voting. I think I got him
Yeah.
plus 50,000.
I mean, Chris Sale, I'm sure, was in that plus 10,000 area last year.
Yeah, he probably was. He probably was around there. I think some other guys you can sprinkle too. I think Shane Baz is worth a sprinkle. Before the injury, I thought Grayson would have been a good sprinkle, but he's hurt, so I'm gonna take him out. And I also think Tanner Bybee of the Guardians. I think that's another one. And also Gavin Williams. Gavin Williams of the Guardians. He's having a fucking excellent spring. His fastball's back to life, and his Pro Stuff Plus is really great. So I think
Who was that?
Gavin Williams
Gavin
of the
Williams, okay,
Guardians.
yeah.
I think Gavin Williams, Tanner Bybee, and Casey Mize are probably like 3 guys that I'm really looking to bet in this market for AL. What do you think of NL Cy Young?
NL, I have a pitcher who is third on our list here, and that's Blake Snell, at plus 900. The second half of last year with the Giants was incredible for him.
Yeah.
I know you have that asterisk on him because he doesn't go late into innings, and he returned the comment of I threw a complete game.
No
Was it
hitter.
no hitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, no hitter last year. So I do think having him fully through spring training is going to give him kind of an up from where he was last year.
Yeah.
I think the only kind of knock that you can say on Snell is that they're going to be pitching a 6 to 7 person rotation, so he's not going to get
The innings.
the starts and the innings
Yep.
that he previously had. But I think he's going to come out of the gate very strong for the Dodgers, and that pains me to say. But I think he can come back and have a Cy Young year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the stuff's there, but I do think that the Dodgers are going to be very limited with the rotation with like a Cy Young award winner because of the amount of guys they have in the rotation. I do think that's going to end up hurting them. I like a couple guys on this list. Jared Jones plus 6,600, plus 7,000. You can actually get him at Brandon Pfaadt. You can get 90 to 1. I think Brandon Pfaadt is excellent at that number. I think he's going to be one of the best pitchers in the National League. And I also like Mackenzie Gore, 80 to 1, Ben. I think those 3 guys at those prices, I think, are all worth a little sprinkle there. End of the day, though, this is similar to the NL MVP race where
Skeens is to lose.
Skeens is to lose, exactly.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
just on name alone, dude. Like, he could have a very similar season or even slightly worse than one of these other guys we mentioned, and like he'll probably still get the nod.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, so let's talk about some Rookie of the Year. In the AL, Jason Dominguez is the favorite, plus 350, plus 450. Jacob Wilson of the A's, plus 1,400. Jackson Jobe. Do you have any names here pop out to you? I think, honestly, outside of Dominguez, Wilson, and Jobe, I think it's a really long shot for some of these other dudes.
Yeah, I do like Jackson Jobe. I think getting him some starts in actually I have 2 Tigers. I'm looking at this. Jackson Jobe getting the 2 where they starts or at least reliefs. in the playoffs last year really kind of showed him, what to expect from, the big league level and what he needed to work on in this offseason. I think that gives him a huge advantage going um, into the season. I worry about Jason Dominguez because of the injuries that he's had, and um, if the Yankees are in a slump, is he going to slump as well?
Yeah.
So that kind of took him off the list for me. And then I also have Jace Jung at plus 2,200. Um, if he can get a shot into the lineup, I think he can do wonders there. Great young player. Um, in his 34. Wait, he had 79 at bats last year. Is he rookie eligible?
Yeah, no, it's games. You have to play more than a third of the season.
Okay. So he did have 34 games, 94 plate appearances, 79 at bats. Um, had 19 hits out of those 79 at bats. So kind of in that 250 area. Um, he's already seen what it's like to be at that pro level. He does need to get more power on the ball, but if he can do that, this is more of a long shot for me. He did very well in AAA last year for Toledo. So if he can put up the Toledo numbers, I think that's something you can look at Jace Jung.
Yeah, I don't hate Jace Young. I think Jacob Wilson for the price is pretty tempting at 14 to 1 or 14 to 1. I think that's pretty
Mhm.
tempting there because he's gonna start at shortstop.
Yeah, I also see 16 to 1. So if you can, let's add bet MGM.
Yeah, so that's some good numbers. So I don't hate that. Job, it's hard for a pitcher to win this award. Like we saw that. You know what I mean?
Well,
Well,
except for
you got to be Paul
Heel.
Skeens. You got to be Paul Skeens, basically.
Heel.
Oh yeah, and Heel. But normally this is a tough award for pitchers to win,
Yeah.
unless you play for
Yeah, but
the Yankees or or your Paul Skeens.
yeah.
But yeah, if I were to play anything on here, it'd probably be Jacob Wilson. That would probably be like all I'd really fuck with.
Mhm.
Maybe Jace Young for AL. For NL, I mean, it's Dylan Cruz might win by default.
Yeah, I think this is just like, our other bets. This is his to lose.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Um, also put Jordan Lawler on there. Um,
Yeah,
in
I don't know if
his
he's gonna get enough like regular playing time.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I mean, just like because right now, I mean, where's he gonna play? Like, you have Geraldo Perdomo at short, you have Ketel Marte at second, you have Eugenio Suarez at third. So, like, where's he gonna play?
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna start the year in the minors, and he's probably only gonna come up if
Somebody gets hurt.
yeah, if someone gets hurt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where he's gonna play. Because I kind of feel the same with like Kevin Alcantara of the Cubs. Like, he's probably going to start the year in the minors. And then when he does come up, it's like, okay, where's he going to play in the outfield? Like, Suzuki
Mhm.
plays in right. I mean, Kyle Tucker plays in right. Suzuki's there. PCA's there. The kid's incredible, but where's he going to
Yeah.
play?
Yeah.
He's got to play every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I hate that.
so I don't know. Like, Hai Song Kim, is he worth a sprinkle?
I think so.
I mean,
And
he's gonna
and I
play.
don't yeah. I don't think Roki is definitely not worth the plus 200.
No, but I mean, he's got a better chance of winning than fucking some of
Lawler.
these other dudes.
And I think you're going to come up with the same problem with Snell and the Cy Young is that Roki's not pitching. He's only going to pitch once a week.
Yep. Yeah. I don't even know if he's gonna start the year with the Dodgers. He might start in the minors.
Yeah.
I don't know. I doubt it, but yeah, this I mean, to me the NL is like Dylan Cruz and Roki and then everybody else because of the facts I laid out.
Yeah.
Like Luis Angel Acuna, like I mean, he's not
He just
even
got
like
hurt.
he's not that great either. But
Yeah.
he wouldn't be playing every day.
Yeah. And he's gonna start the season injured.
Yeah. All right. So what's your best bets?
Are we doing coach? Manager?
Oh yeah, manager of the year. Do you have odds for that?
Yeah.
Are there odds up?
There are odds up. Here, let me I'm gonna send you over a quick link here.
What's Mark Kotze at?
So that's actually one of my AL picks. Kotze is at, hold on, I have NL up. AL is plus 800.
Damn, that seems short, dude.
He is the tied for fourth best odds. So you've got AJ Hinch at plus 500, Dan Wilson of the Mariners plus 500, Alex Cora of the Red Sox plus 700, and then you've got Kevin Cash, Mark Kotze, Bruce Bochy, and Rocco Baldelli at plus
Kevin
800.
Cash might be a fucking. Well, what's Cash at?
Plus 800. Him and Kotze.
I'd rather take Kotze at 8-1, but damn, dude,
Yeah.
I was hoping he was like 12-1.
Yeah. I think this is again AJ Hinch's to lose.
Yeah, but the Tigers kind of have like expectations now. Like usually the manager of the year goes to a team that doesn't have any expectations
but I think they're going to exceed their expectations.
in the regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
And you do have a lot of young guys on that team. So
yeah. I don't know. I just feel like that they have expectations. Like their expectation is to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they won like 100 games or something, then yeah, I could see it. I could see him winning. What's Ron Washington at?
Plus 1200.
Damn, that's short too, bro. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean even Will Venable for the White Sox is plus 3000. Like and he's the bottom of the list.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that.
Oh no, not at all. But I mean, I just think that's even short.
If the White Sox win like 70 games, dude, would he be considered fucking manager of the year?
Yeah. I mean, the only problem is that majority of the time it's you got to make the playoffs to be manager of the year.
Yeah, it's always a
And-
team that like has no expectations and like totally exceeds them.
Yeah. And that's why I think you can get Kotze at plus 800. I think that's a good shot.
Yeah, I was hoping for like, 12-1.
12,
Yeah.
12, yeah.
12, 14-1-ish range. It doesn't excite me, but I mean, like, I would say like Cash, Kotze. I think Ron Washington's worth a sprinkle because Ron Wash is a great coach, and the AL West is bad, dude, and there is a path for the Angels to make the playoffs, regardless if anyone wants to believe that or not. There is a path.
It's a very
Although their division's not good.
yeah. But even then, I still put them at the bottom of the league.
I could very well see them making the playoffs, dude. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if any of those AL West teams made the playoffs.
Yeah.
It would shock me if 3 of them made the playoffs. That would shock me.
Yes.
But it wouldn't shock me if any one of them made it. But as far as
to make it.
As far as AL manager, I would probably say Kotze and Cash are probably the 2 best bets there.
Yeah, plus 800.
What's the NL odds?
NL, you've got Craig Counsell at plus 400, Francona 450, Derek Shelton of the Pirates at 700, Mendoza of the
Tito's at
Mets.
450?
What's that?
Tito's at 450.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He's my top bet for coach of the
NL?
year.
Yeah, I
the
mean, I
Reds.
think he's gonna win NL Coach of the Year.
Yep. Mendoza for the Mets at plus 800. Dave Roberts plus 800. Snitker for the Braves at plus 900.
What's Martinez at?
Dave Martinez, who is my second pick, plus 1,000.
Yeah, that's good. I would take that, Ben.
Yeah, I think that's a good number there too. It's going to be incredibly hard for the Nats to make the playoffs, but man, if they're even pushing for,
Yeah, if they're pushing for a wild card, I could see him winning
yep, yeah,
for sure.
I agree with that on as well.
Especially given
Melvin,
the division.
yeah, yep. Melvin plus 11. Thompson for the Phillies plus 12. Schilt 1,400. Lavole.
I don't hate Schilt at 1,400 either.
Yeah,
It's not
I
terrible.
think that's the expectations are there though.
Yeah,
But I guess at 1,400, it's not bad.
yeah.
Lavolo at the Diamondbacks 1,400. Pat Murphy the Brewers 16. Marmol of the Cardinals 3,000. McCullough of the Marlins 3,000, and Bud Black of the Rockies 3,000.
Yeah, the Rockies, fucking Bud Black. That shit's a donation.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Francona there at plus 450. I think we're going to see a big step out of the Reds.
Yeah. That's such a short number though, but yeah, I do.
Yeah.
He probably is gonna win.
Yeah.
But I agree, Martinez at that number, I think that's a solid play.
Yeah.
I agree with that. All right, how was that beer, Ben?
It was pretty good. I mean, it's a 19-ounce can, so it's still a big can, and it's heavy, so it's a slow drinker. This is not one that you're going to be drinking at the beach. If you're drinking this at the beach, you are passing out very quickly. But at a 9.2, it was pretty good. For an Imperial.
You said you're passing out pretty quickly.
What's that?
Said you're passing out pretty quickly.
I mean, at a 9.2%, that's happening. But for a 19-ounce beer, it's a kind of one can and done for me. But it does have good flavor. It smells strong, but it doesn't taste strong, which I think is a big positive there. When you're drinking an Imperial, it's citrusy. It's got a very slight bitter note to it. But it's a very smooth beer. I am very happy with this. So for an Imperial IPA, I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5.
Oh yeah.
It's a great tasting beer.
Love that.
And we've been on for what, almost an hour now?
Yep.
Yeah, and
58 minutes.
It's
You barely
warm,
even
and
touched
it's
it.
Still, it's a 19-ounce beer.
Oh shit. I didn't hear the 19-ounce part.
It's not a regular sized 19.2, so.
All right. Damn, that's a big boy right there.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you can only drink one of these.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you missed any of the show, you can catch it on any podcast platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast fix. Just search Taproom Sports Podcast, and then you will find it. Subscribe, like, and know whenever it drops. You can also catch us on twitch.tv/taproomsports, youtube.com/@taproomsportspodcast. Catch us on Twitter @taproom_sports. Catch us on Instagram @tapsandjacks. Taps and Jacks. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. We'll be back on Tuesday to discuss the Tokyo series.
We may have to alter our schedule this week
Why?
because I'm at the Sharks game on Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so we'll be back sometime this week to talk about the Tokyo series. So look forward to that. We'll see y'all later. Have a blessed Monday. We're out of here. Peace.
Later.